Hello guys, welcome back to Blueprints. Episode number 17 meanwhile. The last episode we sort of sacrificed a few days by running a bit quicker through the house and mainly looking for library and drafting studio. Library because we want to go through all the books so that we can get the bookshop and get some more books on order, and drafting studio because we are still trying to add some rooms to the place. We're also missing a room in such a way that I don't know what it is. From our blueprints we are missing two that we have not drafted. One of them we know is the ballroom. Totally do not know what the other one is. Must be something that we've seen already. We're getting 20 extra subs from the sauna as well. Is it the locker room? No, we dread it. It's these two rooms here. I know one of them is the ballroom. I don't know what the other one is. Got the rest. This is foyer, we know that. We just never drafted it yet. Let's change that. Oh no, we don't have Power of the King either. Yeah, we need to get this chessboard in today as well. Hallway. Let's do the pool hall, which adds an extra foyer to the house today. No items here. We know the foyer is, what is this? 2, 3 square is 9. 1 and 4 is 5. Square is 25. Minus 20 is 5. 1 plus 2 is 3, square is 9, times 2 is 18, times 1 is still 18. 2 normal keys. Not so great. If you get it this early, you of course hope on something like a key card or something, which can be in there. Key card, secret garden, prism, silver key, or some normal keys. Bedroom closet, we don't have a bedroom adjoined to it. So we'll do the guest bedroom before we're running out of steps again at the end of the day. The reason we did the draft a dead end there is because we know we had access to this square. And then you have something like a spare room or a corridor, it will just bypass it. Which of course also means now that we have access to already, we can get a T-shape here, we potentially have access to those 3 scapes. So I should actually do this one to see what this one does. That will tell us if we need access from the north of the entrance hall to this square to get there, or if we can get another den or something here, then we can just draft another dead end here if we want. Can do observatory and see if we have the southern cross in the house. That's a bit of a problem, but we have not picked up anything yet. No, I don't know what that is, but that's definitely not a southern cross. Green rooms are more likely to have gem flowers today. Okay. That really helps us. Now we do want something to the right, preferably. Parlor. Chapel. Chapel doesn't go right. Den is kind of a waste of an exit. Let's just do parlor. Which we have upgraded, which now has 2 wind-up keys. Why? We don't know. Other than the fact that make some of these things, if there are 2 options, then you don't even have to think about it. You can just open them. 2 of these statements are true. The statement on the blue box is true. If that's true, then they are both true. The gems are in a box with a true statement. That's not true. So I think the gems are in here. Yep. They're not in a box with a true statement, they're boxed in a false statement, and this one is false, if the other ones are true. And of course, not a T-shape here. Spread gems in each green room. No shovel though. But yeah, this room already had a gem, and then it has special flowers because of what was it? Oh, the observatory. The chapel, I guess. No gem, no coin. No gem, no coin. Okay. Waste of exits here again. Let's do the power because we don't have a security system either. If we can get security in the house, we should be able to do so because we have put that thing on common with the gear wrench at one point. We will do this. No luck. With a wind-up key, we're not going to be able to open any of this stuff. We just have some special flowers. We'll use a key. We improved a little bit, I guess, is what you can say. There's security. Now we are gonna take that before we never see it again. Okay, let's see what's going on here. We have so far not missed anything. We are obviously going to put that on high because the system is not operational. So we will unlock the doors. So now we have a high chance of getting these keycard doors, but we will just be able to push them open because we disabled the system and we also cut off the power. Now we will connect through the Black Bridge RTA system. We will connect to the laboratory and we will run an experiment. We're Whenever you drop the hallway from another hallway, no intention in doing that. Whenever you drop the red room, no. Okay. Whenever you spend 2 or more gems drafting a room, set your dice to 2. 2 or more. I also don't know. We changed the network thing. We changed it on 1 month. I think I need to put that back on the immediate. Because we still have to... what are we? Weight room is also not that bad here, eh? We have 86 steps, which will still put us on 43. And it will take it out of the pool for the day. We're still good on steps, and we can also open this out. See, we have broken the wall in the weight room. There's one door open already. Don't know if we need to be there today, we will see. I think I'm gonna use the passageway. No. That's the wrong side. Stupid thing. Tunnel. We are gonna do passageway because that's the experiment. Will give us 2 dice. Don't necessarily need to connect to it, but we'll do the classroom. We know it's a grade 1 classroom, but it always has an apple. Not that it matters that much, though. It's what that apple does is that just make these classrooms a bedroom. In other words, walking in and out doesn't cost you anything, but it also doesn't gain you anything. But now that means that we don't have to go left necessarily. Boiler room, we don't need the laboratory. It's not great though. Not great at all. We don't need power, do we? Is there any world that we need power? Don't think so. Yeah. Let's see what the game is doing. Not giving us extra options, that's what it's doing. And like here also, it's like, this is not good, huh? This is okay if it turns left or up. I don't necessarily need the foundation here, because then we just have the foundation left. We didn't even check there. It's very possible that it's security door. Now that is not a problem though. This is actually way worse. I might actually just surpass this, or try to go left. That might also not be a bad idea. What do we have available today? A sledgehammer and a metal detector. We'll even buy the salt shaker. Given the fact that we have the weight room in our house We might actually need some steps at some point. Okay, we are definitely blind. Oh my god, one stupid coin. I'm looking for a key or something. Compass. Metal detector with a compass. We know that that is combinable, but we did that already. No, we need to find some more materials and try to figure out what's going on here. Oh no, the lady chamber here. Just don't call it a day here at the end of the day. That is also a queen room. Great. Okay, we need to get that diary key. Does it never end? Who knows, mate? We need some steps, that's what we need today. Where are we? Sitting in there somewhere? There. We need to go just check it out then. Do we have power on the garage? We have power on the garage. Is there anything else we can make here? Magnifying glass with metal detector. That's the burning glass, right? Yeah, okay. Salt shaker. There's no way that is combinable with something. Metal detector. Magnifying glass. We know that. Okay. Sledgehammer. Okay. And compass. Okay, so the only thing we can do is metal detector with the magnifying glass. That burns things, but then we don't have a metal detector anymore, I think, or something like that. What do we want to burn? I think we lit up most of the candles. We did the chapel, we did like 2 of them in the tomb and then 1 of the underground section as well. We lit up the torches in the tunnel. So the only thing we potentially want to burn is if we have the freezer, we want to burn the ice. Okay, that's an option, but that's something we will worry about. We already made that thing, so it's not like it's not a new thing. We know we have made like 5 of them. There are 3 more. Need to figure out what they are, what they do, and how to combine them. So we want to keep that thing. Now, next thing I want is I want to go outside. So garage here, I would actually take it. Ballroom. The ballroom is not that bad, because then we finally have that stupid room in our floor plan. It's gonna cost us 2 gems, but that will give us more rerolls. And every time we walk into that room, we will get 2 gems again. No, it's not gonna... Okay, that was a failed experiment, in other words. I thought it was gonna give us 2 extra, but it didn't. Of course, and here is where page number 6 and 7 are. R is the bolted word in air. 7 through. Okay, and 6 we have under and 2. And where is the workshop? There. What's this? Or the true message. Stones. Okay, it's under 2 stones. Amongst the white trees under 2 stones, so yeah. That's the music pages. We sort of figured that one out without having these 2 pages actually. But that's okay. So, now let me double check it, but I'm pretty sure that was one of those 2. Yeah, that was the ballroom. What is 19? What is this? One of these blue rooms that we have not seen yet. I don't know. I can't recall what it is. We got the rest. We got the rest. We can get foyer. Actually, we have 2 foyers today in the hall, but this is bookshop. We know that. We know it's foyer. I don't know what that blue room is. I don't know. What have we missed? Yeah, that thing is gonna show up way more because it's more common. We made it more common. Garage. Garage is what we need. We can open the door. We have keys. We still have 2 rolling dice. We're Gucci. And we will get 2 more rolling dice. No, well, we might have to use these rolling dice to get the room we want. Did we just kill ourselves, by the way? Oh no, we still have courtyard. Okay, no problem. No. Redraw. Yes. 2, please. There we go. Now, where is that other thing? Where is the other one that we opened? No, it was somewhere in the back. Somewhere in here. There it is. Oh my god. Oh, come on, man. Are you kidding me? The diary key. This is one of these examples. Why you should not always immediately drop your outside room. Because then you would not be able to pick up the diary key if you have the ladies' chamber. And now we can immediately use that diary key. That's why I sometimes wait now with these outside rooms. We have the ladies' chamber. That's why I kept climbing and looking for the garage. And now we can just go down, and then we'll figure out the steps later on. There we go. This will also put it back on 2 gems. This all costed us some steps, of course, but at least we can read this thing here now. Let's see what she has hidden in her diary. Her Ladyship's Sleep Diary, 1979. My dear diary, after constant sleepless night and will himself, my physician has urged me to document my sleeping routines in the reviewed bedrooms of our estate. By tracking, so she's doing, she's in charge of all these different bedrooms or something. The caliber and length of my sleep in each room. Together, we may come to a deeper understanding of my condition and perhaps, with luck, find a more favorable environment in which I might finally find some amount of rest. Clara. Okay, my dear, to begin, I thought it best to start with my own. This is gonna tell us that we are gonna lose steps if we call it a day here or something, which we already figured out by testing it. It's been for my sleep. It is all the old memories. Of dozing up when it begins to. Okay, Clara. My room. Ladies' chambers. Sleep duration 2.5 hours. Quality peaceful despite. What the hell is that? Brevity? 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 No idea. Observable effects. I awake the following morning with 10 steps less. Okay. That is something that we figured out the other day when we did it. We called it a day in this room. And the next morning we started with 10 less steps. If we do the master bedroom, it's the opposite. You start with 10 steps more. Yeah, she always gives you a text a little bit on the left side, but nothing. I'm checking it quickly, but nothing. Herbert about. I must. What is it? This bedroom is a cozy. Normally reserved for guests. However, I found despite having a choice between 2 beds that neither proved to be very comfortable. Oh, that's what she wants to speak Herbert about. I thought she was going to give us a clue of some sort. Okay, sleep duration 4 hours, quality very fragmented. Observable effects, nothing special. Okay. The bunk room. To avoid any accidents, I slept in the bottom bunk. As the climbing ladders, it's not as easy as it used to be. Okay, sleep duration twice the usual, quality 2 times as restless. Observable effects. The next morning, I went to the family tomb to visit his grave and was surprised to find a flower. Okay, give me that. What is that? Already late. So if you call it a day in the bunker room, the next morning you drop the tomb outside, you visit great uncle's grave, there will be a gem flower or something that you can get an extra gem from there. Okay. The servants' quarters. Sleep duration perhaps 1 hour, quality terrible. Effects about half the steps the following day. Okay, you lose half. This is like a next day. If you call it a day in the servants' quarter, you lose half your steps the next day. So you start with 35 instead of 70. We haven't tested that yet. We tested the ladies' chamber. That's -10. The master bedroom is +10. But the servants' quarter, you lose half your steps apparently. Okay. Master bedroom, yeah, more steps the next day. Yeah, we knew that. We tested that. My beloved daughter has given birth to a son and has requested my presence in town to assist her during this exciting but demanding time. For now I shall take my leave of the bedrooms of Mount Holly, but I am certain, dear diary, that one day I shall return. Lady Clara Aspen, grandmother. Yeah, that's indeed what she is. What's this? Bridge is the west side bridge. This is the antechamber. So is she telling us that we have to drop the antechamber outside? Which we can, with the blessing of the monk. Is that what she's telling here? Seems to be what she's telling us. Because this is definitely the print of the antechamber. This is the west part bridge. So I think we need to do blessing of the monk and then the next day drop the antechamber outside. That's what that picture suggests. Okay. Well, we know what's in the diary. Other than that, I'm not so sure actually. 17 steps. Other than that, we need to go to the gift shop and hope that we can get the dining room there or something. Preferably facing up. Because we definitely need some steps with that, putting that weight room in. That was a bit risky, we know that, but the foyer, the dining room, okay. Oh my god, this bloody game. Yeah, we need to do the dining room. We need to do the dining room because it will have the lunch and it will also have dinner. We also need that foyer at the same time. But we might not see, the dining room is still on standard, I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have to go dining room because otherwise... Let's take the lunch first. We are definitely higher than rank 5, so it should give us 10 steps. Oh, it's salty apparently. Salt shaker. What do we got here? What are we doing here? What's for dinner? A stew with a boiler room. Do we have a boiler room? We do have a boiler room. Okay, then we can just eat. It's not gonna get any better than this. 31 steps. If not, we would skip the dinner and try to find the boiler room, but... No, of course. It's gonna be luck now. No, mate. No. We're not gonna play that game. We might be playing that game though. It's gonna cost us our last gem, but we get one. We can get 2 there and then pick up that one, then we have 3. I need to do this because I have the queen's room in the house. If I do the office, we also have a king's room. We have a knight. We have a chapel, which is a bishop. And then we need to go search for a nook. I'm pretty sure we have a pawn somewhere. Yeah, your den is already a pawn. So dining room is also a pawn. So now we are missing a rook room? Really? That is actually very possible because we don't have a nook, we don't have a conservatory. Those are rook rooms. We don't have a vault, that's also a rook room. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do the opposite. Experiment successful. If we only knew... Oh, that's gonna set our rolling dice back. Okay, yeah, that was the epic. Now we're gonna go back into this room to put our gems back to 2. And now we're gonna go into the office and pick up the gem, which will put the gems on 3. Life can be easy sometimes. If you think about it, don't pick up the gem first and then go to the ballroom, because then it will only set it on 2. Of course, we locked ourselves up, but that's fine. The only thing we need to do now is get ourselves a rook room, which should not be that hard to do, seeing we still have the breakfast nook in the house somewhere. Will probably not even take long before it gives it to us. What's going on with you? That's a good question. Not looking good though. Utility is 1, boiler room is 2, workshop is 3, security is 4. It's not bad either though, because this room will have, at the moment, it will have 5 doors. And the antechamber was open in the south because of the weight room. Is there anything we need here? No idea. Yeah, well, basically we're in. To continue, you must go down. Yeah. To continue up, you must go down. We can open this whenever we want. Yeah. Normally we go downstairs and we open the room. In case something like this happens, that we can just walk in if we need to. So what are we interested in at the moment is that door. Vestibule. Sure. That's another experiment successful. And we can always go back to the ballroom. Servants' quarter. 1 key for each bedroom in your house. Guest bedroom is 1, ladies' chamber is 2, servants' quarter itself is 3, so it should give us 3 keys. And we don't need to go in because we go in from the south. Okay, good enough, eh? The rest we don't need to know, and don't call it a day in this room. That's also something we learned. Dark room. We have power in the house, but fine. We'll just put something here. Oh, we can't even open it, can we? Oh yeah, we can. Can redraw. This is way better. You see it like that? Oh well, it's not even that bad actually. That's not even that bad. We don't need a diary key. The diary key has done its purpose. We have read what is in the diary. So we'll see. We will see what we put in there. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. We're gonna check that basement key if we ever need it. You know, when we drain the fountain or something. We know that's also a basement key. I don't want to be here. Why would I drop dark when we can drop it? The Chamber of Mirrors. I'm quite interested in that one actually. Especially can we get 1, 2, 3 sides in there. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah. You freaking game. You are not gonna do that. You're just not gonna do that. That was also not a good idea, Dave. Yeah, well. It's okay, but it was not, that was not the best move though. That might come in very handy, that silver key. Because now we have to come from courtyard or foundation to get to the other side. Because I don't think we have enough. No, we need to get to the other side, and then if we have access from 3 sides, we can get in. 3 sides is enough. Okay, so we have to risk it from the dark room. And then hope that it gives something that turns right. We'll do the silver key. What could this be? Boiler room? We got that. Security, we got that. Courtyard, maybe? It should give us a room with many doors, so we should get a T-shape. But of course it could give us something like archives or something here. I'm gonna take the gem room, whatever it is. Courtyard. That's fine. Okay, now we need to get some turnips or something. Thank you. Now we also need to stay out of that ballroom because we'll do the pool hall. We'll get some keys there first. Let's see what the situation here is. 2. 16, 8, 2. 18 minus 16 is 2, square is 4. 20 minus 18 is 2, square is 4. Now it's gonna give me the key card. That's like always the same shit. You know when that key card is in here? When the bloody system is up. Give me another weight room? Of course, yeah, it duplicates every room in the house. The mirror, the chamber of mirrors. Are you kidding me? What do you do? That side. What do you do? That side. And what do you do then? That side. Okay, who opens this middle here? Here we go, we're in. Okay, but now, so we can get in here. Now we're going to solve this puzzle. I think if we just leave it like this, we have 2 exits, I think. Oh no, only 1 actually. Okay, we'll open this one first then. That's a key. Okay, so we need to open the other 3 sides. That one is open, so we're not interested in that one. That one is open. Okay. So those 2 should now be open. Drawing room. Do we want the second one permanently in the house? Yes, of course we do. Okay, now we need to get these sides open. Those need to be open. Those side needs to be open. Okay, that's one of them. That's 2 of them. They should be open now. Okay, some coins. And then another permanent duplication if we want. depending on what it is. Another bedroom closet. It's another dead end. No, I don't want this one. Well, we got a drawing room tomorrow. So now what we have duplicated so far is permanently duplicated, which means we have 2 of each every day in the house. Is laboratory and West Wing the first time when we did this, and now the drawing room. I did not accept the other one. Okay, what is not so good news is that we don't have access to that corner and that corner. Which means that either foundation, courtyard or hallway here, these exits, one of these boys needs to give us a nook room. And that's not that easy to do. We have enough gems in case the vault shows up, which is a rook room. Our best bet is the breakfast nook, which we still have not dropped it anywhere in the house. It's a common room, and we have now 2 of them in the house because we have the chambers. Every room is double in the house today because we have the chambers of mirrors in the house. The ones that we just did are permanently, even when we don't have chambers. There will be 2 laboratories, 2 west wings, and 2 drawing rooms. The problem what we here have now is that by putting that room in here, it doubled all of our plans, which means there is a less chance that we are actually gonna get the breakfast nook, although we have 2 in the house. Okay, that means we can do the chessboard again. 11 extra steps would also be handy. Now, yeah, if we can now just turn here, that would be nice. Okay, we'll take it. 2 extra gems tomorrow, which is not that great if we want to do the right, green rooms also had extra flowers today. And it also gives us access to the bottom part again. 12, 16. 12, 16. I think what I want to see now from the foundation is pretty much the freezer, I think. What did we put in the code check? The basement key. Yeah, I think that's the best thing that can happen here, right? We can get the freezer here, we can make the burning glass in the workshop, we can come back, we can freeze that, see what it's all about. And yeah, that's the best room we can get. Doesn't give it to us, but we can do pantry and then have another shot at the freezer. Salty bananas. Another dining room. don't need any of this shenanigans. Yeah, let's do another dining room. Does it give us an extra laundry box? Yes, it does actually. Oh, and an extra dinner as well. Okay. Sure. Let's start the day with... Oh, we have a bother room, so it's an extra 31 steps. One day you are short of steps, the other day you finish the day with 80 steps. We almost filled up the grid. We have access to the antechamber. We can even go to check room 46 if we really want to, actually. We just have to go downstairs to open it. We have to go downstairs anyway. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I think we didn't see that well. No, we did. Just turned a bit too early. We don't really have to worry about steps. But we are going to use the elevator. We can move the minecart quickly and do room 46 and then come back. We can use the shortcut route here. No. This is 2, 3 the chessboard, that's for later, and 4 is our exits. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Left, shortcuts through the mine chart. And we'll push that thing out of the way. Boat is on their sides, on the wrong side. There we go. Not that we can, because we cannot do, for instance, we can't do the puzzle. We don't have enough information here. But anyway, the room is open, we can just walk in. We can check it out from time to time. We check it out to see if we forgot something. Make sure that your minecart is always out of the way in case you do come from the other side, which we could have done to open that, but not you can't come from the other side here unless the boat is on the 13 level, which it isn't. We put it on 6. That's why here you can through the abandoned mine here you can do the room 46 lever in combination with the chessboard. Right, and then we have the castle business as well. But that's not going to happen with 21 coins and 12 gems. And we have to come here at the sacred hour. with nothing in our hands or our inventory, so we need to get rid of some stuff to make that happen. Okay, now we got a knight over here. Observatory is a knight. Now we dropped it somewhere here. Our breakfast nook. And now we need a pawn. Okay, there we got a pawn. We need a queen, which was the lady's chamber, somewhere on the left here. Okay, perfect. The office, didn't we put it somewhere there on the top? Okay, there we got it. And the chapel is, I think, here somewhere on the right. There we go. You always have to alt tap out, well, not alt tap out, escape out to it to get access and then see where the rooms actually are. So I just I knew sort of where they were. So we got the rook, but we want the knight power back again. Banner of the king. King, I mean knight. No, we don't need knight. Okay, it closes those things. That's fine. But the castle is done, so this door stays open. Okay, that's good. That's good. We sort of know what we need to do there. But then we need to solve this to whatever is going to happen there, probably to solve that. We don't have much here. The only thing we have is CA and then a black cat with the letter T underneath it. So we know that this is ET, the last one here. And then I think we need to check that. We need to check the admin thing there, but we need to be there anyway because we need to check out a few more names that we found, which we can try with the admin combination. Okay, do we even have to be in the house for something? I don't think so. We got a basement key in the code check if we ever need it. It's on standby there, without having to go to the antechamber every time. We still have 61 steps. Minecart is out of the way again, that's fine. We can walk into room 46, we have access to it. We need to find a path there, that's all. Which might have to go through the right here actually. Yeah, to the Chamber of Mirrors. We might have to press some buttons there that we can do that. Because the Chamber of Mirrors is more or less our rotation point here. Pantry is closed. Dining room is actually closed. And the ballroom we don't want to be in because, well, it doesn't matter that much. Okay. But in all this mess here, no drafting room, drafting studio, and no library either. So yeah, we're still stuck on that. That's it then. One of our other goals was changing this back to king, which we did. So we'll go to the admin thing. And we'll try Samantha Hayes and Jean Ribbon from the vault. See if those are one of the missing admin keys. The tunnel, there's not much we can do there, other than the fact that we lighted up the torches there and that gave us a tunnel floor plan, but Where is that piece of paper? Yeah, you see? That the wall is broken here, just like the wall downstairs in the castle. So I think that this thing needs to be filled in that castle thing. And so that would put it, this is the first row, that would make it CI. And then CAS. Then this would make it SI. And then here we have CASTO. And then here LO. CI could be Roman. 110. 101, I mean. No, it's gonna be more than 101 because there's another letter coming behind it. So that should be like a V or an X then, so that it's 104 or 109. But then we have C, To, Lo, Et. Well, we're missing a letter on every of these columns, but I think that's what this is for. We broke the wall down below in that castle thing, and when we opened yesterday these things here, these blue screens were also saying court, castle, king or something like that. No, what was it? Clock. The sacred hour, 1 hour 30. The court, I'm assuming that's the court down there. At the moment, when we go in there, it says unknown underground. But I'm assuming it's a court. So we have to use the clock, we have to do the castle down there, it would be the court. And then we have some letters hanging here, which makes no sense. At first it looked ones and zeros, binary. But I think you need to fill it in that castle puzzle downstairs there. Which means there need to be more of these little things which makes not much sense until you put them together with this. Where? I don't know. We're gonna have to test some things. Well, not in the reservoir because we opened all the crates are open there. None of those messages had like a few random letters. So yeah, that's something that time will tell us. So what we're gonna do now is go back. Our day is sort of done. We can start a new day. That's an option. Let's see, we opened room 46. Let's have a look on it and see. Because I am thinking now. See, we have that code check there. The antechamber, we have like 6 ways to open it now, right? 2 from Secret Garden, 1 from Great Hall, 1 from Weight Room, 1 from Greenhouse. So that's like 5 different rooms that can open the antechamber. So we can always get to that basement key if we really want to. But if you want to save the trouble of always going downstairs to open room 46, it might be a better idea to pick up that blue crown there in room 46. And code check that one instead of the basement key. We can go to the ballroom. We don't need 12 gems. We have no more rooms to drop. It's not like, because yeah, this is why this room is bad. Like now we have 12 gems. From the moment we walk in here, it's gonna set the gems to 2. So this is a good room if you can drop it very early in the house. Then even if you run out of gems, you can always come back here and pick up 2 in a way. But what it's now gonna do, it's also gonna put it on 2. See, we just lost 10 gems by going through this room. You wonder why I avoided dropping that room as long as I could? This is the first time ever, we're day 23, this is the first time that I put a ballroom in my house. For some reason or another, we also have not opened this one. Ah, look at that. We're not done yet. We can actually draw from the antechamber. We can draft another room. Okay, now it's gonna give me freezer, of course, because I just lost 10 gems. Of course, yeah. yeah. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. What's this? Another workshop. Sure, we'll take it. Can we open that? Of course we're gonna get a battery pack. I think we can open that, right? Yeah, with security utility, then we can definitely open those. Okay, what can we make? Shovel and comp. What can we make? Not with the key. There's no way we can make something with that key card, right? Why does it even show up here? There's no way. Okay, shovel. Shovel with a compass. No, that's a downswing rod again. Okay. Shovel with a battery pack and a broken lever. That's a jackhammer. Have we never made that? That is actually possible. I think we always made the power hammer when we had the combinations available. Because you usually have, like, if you arrive at this point, you usually have shovel and sledgehammer. And you can do shovel, battery pack, broken lever. That's a jackhammer. Or you can do sledgehammer, battery pack, broken lever, which is a power hammer. Shovel with a metal detector. Yeah, that makes a detector shovel, but that's... we have done that already. Okay, so that shovel... I think with the shovel we can... the only thing we still need to make is the jackhammer. But we don't have the broken lever, of course. Compass... yeah, that's that downing thing, then we did that already. Compass plus a battery pack. That's the magnet. That will give you all the keys in the locksmith. Compass with the battery pack. Okay. Well, we might do that just to craft it, just to have it done. So I think we need jackhammer, this thing, and then we have the lucky rabbit's foot with the coin purse, which gives you like the lucky purse or something. That's the three that we are missing, I think. Okay, then we'll do this one. Compass, battery pack, boom. And if you go in with, so this is the super magnet. You are more likely to draw mechanical rooms while drafting. And you automatically collect coins and keys when entering a room. Okay. Completely useless, this shit. Did we already run an experiment today? I'm pretty sure we did. Yeah, from the security computer we ran something, I think. Yeah, it was something like set your gems to 2 when you use 2 more. When you use 2 gems or more, we got 2 dice, I think. Something like that, so it doesn't matter. play around a bit with this though. We can play around a bit with this. Yeah, we can do this, huh? I don't know. I think we spread the coins already, right? Do we have a conference room? No, we don't. But I'm pretty sure we spread the coins already. Okay. We spread the coins, but we can also run the payroom because we have both. Okay. We have both rooms which can have this, which is the servants' quarter and the chambers. So let's see where it is. Where did you put it? It's not in this room though. Okay. It's not in the maid chamber, then the check. Then the check needs to be in the servants' quarter. Should be in one of those two. Or it was in the maid chamber already. Or we picked it up the other, because you can only run the payroll once a week. It's possible we picked it up one of the other days. It's either in maid chamber or servants' quarter. One of those two will be a check with like 10 gold or something. Okay. Let's have a look in room 46. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, like this crown, huh? We could potentially co-check this crown. The former ruby crown of Orinda Ares, recently set with freshly out sapphires. Former ruby crown of Orindes, crown of the blueprints. So this used to be a black crown. Former ruby crown of Orinda Ares, or it used to be a red crown, and our mother didn't like it, and she has set them with blue sapphires. The first time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. Oh, it actually also has a function. If you do, you gain 1 gem and redraw 4 plans. First time you draw a red room while drafting, you may remove it from today's draft pool. So you can, with this blue crown thing here, you can remove all the red rooms in the house. Instructions to follow. This is probably from Denny Ravane, because this is why Christoph the driver needed to drive around 2 hours with the Baron so that he could come in here. Our next problem is of course this here. This is the 8 realms in 8 months. The only thing we know so far is that he starts in Orinda Ares. And then he goes south to Eraja. And then he goes to the other places. In Arch Ares, he's doing the northern coast. But that could be this one, or this one. There are 3 options there. It could be over there or over there. No, we know Archaris is over there, number 3. But what we don't know is where he goes after Eraja. And then we have to connect some more, and then we know eventually he will arrive back there. That's what we know. Because then it's after the war, and then this is Finn Ares, basically. But we need to open the other signals so that we can get the postcards, which will tell us where he comes from and what he's doing. We do know he goes from Vera. He's coming from Morajai. But that could be from there. No, it's one of these 2, because we know this is Archaris. But that still leaves us this island, or this island. So what this definitely is not going to be is 3. Because we know in Vera he's coming from Morajay. So if this is Morajay, then this needs to be 4 and this needs to be 5 at least. Unless he goes from Eraja to over there, which... Oh yeah, we don't know. We have no idea. We need more postcards. This is definitely right. We know that. So yeah, that blue crown is not that not that bad actually. That blue crown might actually, because of the effect of the red rooms there. That's way more interesting to go check this one. Crown of the blueprints. There we go. And then the basement key, we can always get to the antechamber if we need it. If we get the code check somewhere in the bottom of the grid, then the blue crown is more interesting because it has effect on red rooms. The basement keys has no effect on anything in the house. It has effect on the foundation, which we already opened, and on the fountain, which is outside. So the blue crown is better in the code check than the basement key, at least for now. Let's call it a day in the dark room. How about that? What did we do? 120. And we have the banner of the king again. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at this then. For this episode. We could run another day, but seeing we have banner of the king, we can choose a color. We can more or less do whatever we want. No, we'll call it a day here. We'll do one more day, but a quick one. Just looking for the library and the drafting studio. And with the banner of the king, we will just run only blue rooms. So we're not gonna climb up or whatever. We're just gonna try to get the drafting studio and the library so that we can get another book. And yeah, just add another floor plan on this. Our days are going up now, of course, because yeah, also the previous episode we run like 3-4 days, I think, short ones. That's what we're also gonna do now. So we're gonna do a quick day, which that means banner of the king, choose blue, boom, boom. Pick up some coins in case we need them. Treasure trove. Sure. First time we dropped it, that one. We found that floor plan. You find 5 coins every time you dropped it. So next time it will be 10 coins. The third time 15 coins and so on. You can find a lot of coins here. Now obviously we know that the bluebird thing or whatever, that's already 110. So who knows what the other things are. We'll do dining room just to make sure we have it. Pick up the lunchbox. If we reach rank 5 we get 10 extra steps. Another den. We'll take it. Den is always good. Early gems. Whatever dead ends you can put in here. Okay, that might be a change of plans here. Yeah, I have to. Clock tower at 1:30. What's the time? $8:15. We need to be in this room at 1:30. That is for the secret hour thing again. That will give us a sigil, I think, or not a sigil, but gonna give us a Sanctum Key. This is the fourth rook room. Okay. So we have conservatory, vault, nook, and the clock tower. Those are the four rook rooms. Southward, I see a swan. Southward, I see a swan. This is Orinda. I shall like sands of the shore, carried with the westwards wind, rogue like the moon of the north. Eastward I see a crow, dark are the days coming forth. And we know this is black. It's all black, eh? It's dark, yes it is dark. A crow is also black. But we know this is black. What is this? I don't know what this is, but southwards swan. Is this Eraja? Is this the border and the moat from Eraja? Then we could potentially no color here. If it would be anything violet here, then we know it would be Eraja. It's definitely, it's a border and a moat we have not used yet, down below. But we can solve it, eh? If this is supposed to be Eraja, southward I see a swan. Ashen like sands of the shore, carried by westerly winds. Rogue like the moon of the north. Rogue like the moon of the north. Yeah, north of Eraja is the moon from the Mount Holly estate here, the rogue moon. Eastwards I see a crow. Black, dark, it's all black. This is black, we know that. But this is not. This is not the solution for the black realm. So I think this is Eraja. Which means we have the border. Oh no, we know what the we know what the border is, huh? Yeah, it's violet, huh? Violet, huh? This is violet, this is Eraja. So what this thing is doing is it's giving us We can solve, in other words, we can solve that one. Because we know the border is violet. We know what the violet is. It's the hourglass. So the hourglass shape, we can open that door once we get the sigil key from here, for instance, Sanctum Key. So we can open, the next thing we can open is violet, because we can solve it. We have the border here, we have the modes. Oh, we don't know the weather, do we? So we need to figure out what weather it is in Eraja. Because if not, we have to try 64 combinations. Because what we don't know is how many of these modes and how many of these rays we need. So we always need to test those 8 things. Even if we have the 3 things, if we have the color, we have the border, we have the rays, and we have the modes. Even if we have those things, we still need to try 8 different ones, because we don't know how many. Why it is 3 lines and 4 modes, or 8 or 5. I don't know. We don't know. We are obviously missing a book which tells us probably that. So yeah, what are we doing here? It's 9. Yeah, and this is stuck. So yeah, we definitely need to be in this room at 1:30. Okay, well, we'll do that. And then meanwhile try to figure out what the weather is Eraja, but I have no idea where we're gonna find that except for in the book. Okay. We can mess around a bit. What's the time? It's 9 AM. We have clocks in most of the places, so. Library. Library. Okay, so we need to order this time. We've done this Reddington, we have done Swimbird. So I think it's drafting strategy and fixed stars that we still need to do. I'm not even sure about the Swimbird, but well, let's do it. Ah, here's the bookshop. So I guess this was the last book we ordered, or the 5th book we ordered. Or do you need to order 5 books? Is that how this works? Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think you can only draft this thing from the library, so we have to take it. Which is a bishop room. Okay. Books purchased in the bookshop will be permanently added to the library. Okay, so 1, 2. Realman runes, that's the one we need. The Curse of the Black Bridge. History of Orinia, 1st edition. That's the one which is not. Yeah, the one we read in the library was it was censored, right? Okay, so we need 140 coins. Okay, we will be back. Suddenly our shapes are not so great anymore, but anyway. We locked up that whole east side. Yeah. Of course you're gonna do this, you stupid thing. All the power on the den. We'll put the conference room in then, cause why not? We need to keep an eye on the clocks, eh? 9:30 already, yeah, you see? We just like went up and down there, it's half an hour down the road. Okay. Drawing room. We have 2 of those now. We have double of those in the mirror room. Breakfast nook, redraw. You want a redraw? Ah. Give me a breakfast nook. We want to go to the right, please. That's gonna. No, of course not. Of course you're not gonna do that. Why would you do that? Put the workshop in then. Always gives us extra items. Okay, magnet. Can we make a magnet? What was it again? Compass with shovel? No, no, no. Compass with battery pack. That's what it was. Okay, can we get it right now then? Of course not, you stupid thing. Why would you do it? And we have also no keycard. Well, we have to do pool then. We have to do pool. At some point you're gonna have to turn to the right, my dear. Nope. Nope. You are not gonna build on the right today, my man. It ain't gonna happen. Okay. We'll do corridor then, because then we at least know that this door is open. And still not wanna go. Look at this. Look at this. Look at what this game is doing. Does not want to let us go to the right at all. Huh? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rooms in a row that it does not want to give us an exit to that side. This frigging game. The box next to this box is false. A box next to this box is true. The box next to this box contains the gems. Well, either you are lying or you're not. Then you're telling the truth probably. No, it could still be blue actually, now that I think of it. I should have opened white first, okay. This was actually, it could have still been in blue. Okay, we have no more keys. Great stuff. Okay, so we still have no keys. We can't even have a door here. Are we done? Is that what you're telling us? Yeah, if the drawing room is locked, we are done. We have no keys. Aquarium. Sure. Is it also powered? A key would be nice. Okay, same problem. Oh, there we go. The observatory. That unlocks that door. We bypass that one. These are 5 gems, I think. These are steps and delicious apples. Yeah, okay. Nothing major. Which means we can now go to the parlor and use the key there. And I need to do the drawing room. Where I need to do it. We can do a trophy room. Is that a room? Is that a room that we never dropped it? That is very possible. That is actually very possible. Room 8. Room 46, what is that? Full house trophy, okay. Yeah, that could very well be the room that we were actually missing. Yeah, that was it. We never drafted it because it's 5 gems. So that was the blue room that we were missing. I couldn't think what it was. So we just need foyer now. We need foyer, we need to drop the tunnel and the throne room at some point because they're still grayed out. We never dropped them. And we need 4 more additions. That will give us an extra trophy, I guess. The vault. Do we need the vault for something? Yes. Yes. We do. We need those coins to buy more books in the bookstore. What we also need to try is try to get conservatory. Yeah, we need to drop this. As every time we see the conservatory, we should pick it. We really should pick it. We have a clock in here. What's the time? 10:30. Locked, okay. Which means we are screwed. We don't have a key card, so we cannot call the elevator in the foundation. And the game has locked us up. It did not ever, in any of these circumstances, give us an exit to the east. This is something we need to stop doing, going to the left, because our foundation, the way it is put in the house, it always goes up and left and down. So that left side is, because we have that west wing here, it's covered. We need to start building more to the east every morning, that we can get more exits through it on this east side, because we are always in the verge of completely locking up our east side. Because of we know having door in that foundation. But yeah, this is how we got it the first time, and you never see that room, and then you put it in the house and it's permanent, which you then realize because it says does not reset it. But yeah, you put it in there because it's the first time you see it. For me it was on day, what was it? Day 17 or something, I think. That's the first time I saw the foundation. So I put it in there, and yeah, that's how it is now. It's not ideal. Ideal, obviously you want to put it right here, connected to the antechamber. That would be ideal. Because then you can walk in from the antechamber into the foundation. Just go downstairs to pull the lever if you have to. The lower you put it, the worse, the more steps it will cost you. But that's not something you know when you get it the first time. The thing is, it is in the pool on day 1. It has to be in the pool on day 1, because otherwise you can never get the day 1 trophy. At least not with the foundation. The other way to get to day 1 trophy is with the workshop, if you can make a power hammer on the first day, which is possible. Because the battery pack, the broken lever and the sledgehammer are in the house on day 1. Okay, so we have a door here, which basically, even if we would have a key, that door, we should make something like walk-in closet or something. It needs to be either a walk-in closet, the bedroom closet, or the pool hall. Those are like or the attic. One of these rooms you need to have in this square, even if we would have a key, because it needs to give you the key card to be able to go to the foundation and start building from there. So at the moment, yeah, it doesn't matter. We are. It is now going towards 11, which means we need to wait 2 hours and a half to get a Sanctum Key from the clock tower. Nothing we can do about it. It is what it is. Unless we missed the key, which is also very possible. But we don't have a magnifying. We don't have a metal detector, so it is possible that we have not spotted it. Okay. So yeah, we need to wait here 2 hours and a half in this room in the corner. Not IRL, of course, but until it is, which probably is I don't know what it is. It's like it's a few minutes for an hour, I think. Oh yeah, we need to be here. We need to be in this room at 1:30. Yeah, that's pretty clear. That's a sacred hour. We have figured that out. Meanwhile, also for the courting, you also need the secret hour, or the sacred hour, or whatever it's called. Also in room 46, there is one of the clocks which is standing still at 1:30, just like this one. So yeah, something will happen here. Some lock will open or something. $11:05. Let's see. Tomorrow you will start with 1 key for each of these tomorrow rooms. Okay. Tomorrow rooms. I don't think we even have. That's an architect room. That's 1. Yeah, tomorrow rooms are not rooms that we draft very often, except for the morning room. Oh, it's not great. Tomorrow rooms, what are they even? These are all architect rooms, gear rooms. Oh, here are the tomorrow rooms. Sauna, coat check, mail room, freezer. They're all dead ends. So they're indeed not the rooms that you drop very often. But there are of course some extra ones that we found. Like the clock tower. And the planetarium. None of these is tomorrow. None of these is tomorrow. Morning room. So we have planetarium, clock tower, morning room. And then a couple of these dead ends. So yeah, it's logic that we from those tomorrow rooms we only drop the morning room. Because the morning room is an L shape, it gives you 2 gems, and it will also give you 2 gems on the start the next day. The mailroom is something you that you dropped at the end when you have 1 square left to fill out something. The no contact delivery we have now. So we might drop it a bit more now because it will give us a package the next day, but now that we have upgraded the mailroom. We're also checking it from time to time because of the letters. We have 7 at the moment, but there are probably 20 or so. So we need to keep running lab experiments, which if the option that day is available to send a letter to the mailroom. Something with like, you know, if you dig up trash, send a letter to the mailroom. Combination like that, then you can get like 3-4 a day. Yeah, we did it twice like that. One time we got 3 and one time we got 4. The code check is also something I don't like. Now we have for a long time we had a vault key in it, so we used that one. And then I never dropped that thing. If we did not have the vault in the house, then I didn't drop the code check if we get it offered. And then a couple of days ago, a couple of episodes ago, we got it. We got the vault in the house, and then I dropped the code check to get our vault key back out. And now we put in the blue crown as long as we don't find anything with the blue crown. Yeah, it has the effect on red room, so we could always, if we get it early, we could drop the code check. The freezer is also one of those rooms you drop very late. When you're done with your day, you're almost done, but you have a bunch of coins and gems. Might be interesting to freeze them for the next day. Unless you want to try that castle thing on down below there, because then you can't have anything with you in the morning. You're always gonna have 2 gems, but that's not so that you can just throw those away very easily by drafting an observatory in a courtyard or something, and you have no more gems. Don't pick up your allowance, don't pick up anything else, then you should have no gold or charms or whatever. So yeah, from these two, that clock tower is not that interesting as it looks like, right? The way I see it, you have 4 rooms here, morning room, clock tower, and then what was the other one? 7 rooms. So if you have the clock tower in your house and then a couple of the others, maximum you're gonna get is 7 keys. There are only 7 tomorrow rooms that we quickly looked at. Okay, what's the time? Boom, boom. Yeah, this is not great. This shenanigans here. It's still an hour and a half. Well, it was 2 hours and a half, so. We dropped it perfectly though. We put it next to a den which is full of clocks. Yeah, it's almost noon. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 21, 22, 23. Every 3 seconds, I think it moves 1 minute. So 3 seconds for a minute times 20. No, there's no way. That can't be. 3 seconds for a minute. Times 20. 3 seconds for a minute times 20. 20 minutes. Oh, okay, that's possible. That's possible. That would make it 1 minute for 20 minutes in game. 3 minutes for an hour, in other words. 3 minutes IRL is 1 hour in game. That could be possible. Which means we need to now wait 4.5 minutes. in 4.5 minutes it will be 1:30. That could be very possible. We'll put ourselves here. Okay, yeah. We need to get that thing right down, and then half between 1 and 2, because of course I'll get a drink meanwhile. I'll be right back. Do. We meanwhile got a tea while the clock is still ticking. Yeah, it makes sense. I think it makes sense what I said. I think it's 3 minutes IRL is 1 hour on this clock. If we did the calculations or And that would make sense because we just got a tea. Where I put the water in the microwave for 2 minutes. It's about every 3-4 seconds it moves a minute. It's also possible. It could be 4 seconds as well. Would that make it slower? Yeah. Three seconds for a minute. 4 seconds for a minute would make it slower. It could be 4 seconds. That would make it 4 minutes for an hour. That would actually make a bit more sense. We'll see. Oh, we can check it now. There we go. It's exactly 1 p.m. So 4 minutes for an hour. That would mean that it needs to be on 1:30, either in a minute and a half or in 2 minutes. If it's a minute and a half, then it's 3 minutes an hour. If it's 2 minutes, then it's 4 minutes an hour. 2.5, then it's 5 minutes an hour. But I think it's 4. Because 3 is too fast. It's not going that fast. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think it's 4 seconds. 21, 22, 23, 24. 21, 22, 23, 24. It's 4 seconds or a minute. Seconds for a minute. That's 40 seconds for 10 minutes. That's 240 seconds for 240. Yeah, it's 4 minutes. Alright. What do you got for us? Waiting game. Well, yeah, also because, you know, we had no other choice. I mean, look at our room here. Yeah, we just need to wait on this, because we are dead though. Nowhere to go, unless this thing gives us a key card. A door opened. Okay. More hidden rooms. Never seems to stop in this game. You would find more doors and windows which open with something behind it. Okay, where does this lead? Another stairs. Holy moly. Okay. 8 clocks. Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Okay, so blue memos are true, red memos are false. Let's start with that, right? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Okay. Second one. 5 of these clocks should be set to a time ending on the hour. Okay. This clock's neighbors should be both set to a time containing a 7. That could be 7 minutes, 7 hours, 17 minutes, 27 minutes, 37 minutes, 47 minutes, 57 minutes. None of these clocks should be set to times that contain the number 1, 2, 3 or 4. Okay. So it's not 17 minutes, it's not 27, it's not 37, it's not 47. But then we still have 3 options, I think, right? For this one. We still have, we could do 57, we could do 7 o'clock, or we could do 7 minutes. Yeah, 7 minutes, 57 minutes, or 7 o'clock. It's still possible. This clock be set to a time that contains the same 3 digits of another clock here, but in reverse order. Yeah, that could be something like 6:25 in reverse order is 5:26. Okay, so those are the blue ones. So which also means that we need to check the red ones. We know they are false, but they probably also give us negative constraint information in a way. Set this clock to a time containing all different numbers. Yeah, you see what I mean? Negative constraint. This is false, so that means that this clock does not have numbers which are all different. This one needs to have repeats. But yeah. This could be an hour clock. This could be like 5:00 or something like that. Doesn't have to be, because it's a neighbor of this one, so it needs to have a 7. So this could be 7:00. It could be 7:07, or it could be 5:57 if the 5 is duplicated. Okay, what are you telling? This clock should not be set on the hour. Ending in 00. Should not be set on the hour. Okay. But this is a lie. So it should be set to the hour. So this is an hour. What is this? M and H? Oh, minutes an hour. Yeah, okay. 2, 3, 4. Was it 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So it's definitely not 1, 2, 3, or 4. So it's got to be either 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 or something. No, not 10. No, we can't do it. Okay, so it's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Because you can't make 10. That's 1 or 12 or 11, because that will be 1, 2 again. Okay. So we need 5 hours. This is not going to be 5 a.m. or p.m. or whatever. 5 is the latest. The earliest. 5 is the earliest we can do. Five is the earliest that we can do. That means that this one here, which needs to have 7s, one of these two needs to be 7. Because 5 of the clocks need to be set on the hour. And we can't use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, so we can only use 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Those are the 5 on the hour. 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So 5 needs to be there somewhere. 6 somewhere there. This could be 7. This could be 7. With 8 and 9 over there. Okay. And now we have another one with negative constraint, potentially. The clocks are positioned so that their times will go up in ascending order. This is a red note, but it is handwritten, so it is true. Red notes are normally false, but not if they are handwritten. Then they are actually true. Yeah, of course, because I say 5, but it could also be 5 there starting. So this one just tells us that we started with low here and high there. So one of these two here at the end needs to be 9. One of these 3 needs to be 8. One of these 3 needs to be 7. One of these 3 needs to be 6. One of these 2, I think, needs to be 5. What was that first one? Each of these clocks should be set to a different time. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. This one was telling us about the hour ones. Okay. And this one needs 7s. What is this one? This one telling us that we can't use 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one is that reverse thing. So there's gotta be a clock somewhere here, which is like 5 something or 6 something, which then will reverse there into 805 or 806 or 905 or 906 or something like that. Okay. Let's start with this one at 5, right? Let's see what there is possible. If we put this, the lowest we can set it of the hours, which is not 1, 2, 3, 4. It's got to be 5, right? That's the lowest, and it's got to stop somewhere. The highest we can go is 9. The highest we can go is 9. So let's put this one on 9. Okay. And then we have this thing here. gonna be very hard, right? There's no way we can put this one on 7. Two of these clocks, right? Because that would mean maybe there is a chance. If we put this one on 7, that means that we need to put this one on 6. Because we need 5 of the hours and we only have 5 hours to work with. 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. Right, so if we make this 5, 6, 7, because this guy's neighbors need to be digit with 7. This clock needs different numbers, which is a lie, though it needs the same number. So yeah, this could be 700. That is possible. But the problem here is like, what we're gonna put on all these clocks here between 7 and 9. Yeah, what are you gonna put this thing on itself actually? This one needs to be 700, I think. If we put this one on 700, then you could put this one on 6 something. And then you could put this one on yeah, you can't do 667, but you could do 557 here. That would work. Five, 5, 7. That of course means that you need to put this one on 6. Because they need to be in ascending order. 5, 5, 7, 6, 7. That would make sense for that blue note, right? This clock's neighbors should both be set to a time containing a 7. So this is 700 and this is 557. They are both containing a 7. This clock needs to have all different numbers, but this is a lie. So in other words, it needs to have at least one of the same, which could be 700 or 707 or something double with a 7. So in this case we set it at 557, so not all different numbers. The 5 is double with a 7, so it still has a 7 and it has a double number, so that makes sense with the red note and with this in the blue note, and they are also in ascending order. But we can't, this needs to be 5 then though, and then this needs to be the 5 something, which will be reversed on this one. Is it this one? Yeah. So this one, we don't know about this one, do we? No, because it needs to be this one. So this one needs to be 05. But obviously not 1, 2 or 3 or whatever, because they are not allowed. It can't be 505 because 5 is on the other side. This needs to be 8 or 9, right? So this needs maybe 7. Is there a rule that it can be 7? No, it's not, because you can't do 701 or 2 or 3 or 4. So then you have nothing to put on this clock. If you make this one 705, you can't put anything here between 7 and 705. So this is not 705. This could be 805 or 905. But 9:05, that doesn't work either, because then you can't put anything between 7 and 9:05. You still need 8 and 9 between it, and that's not possible. So this one needs to be 8:05. This one needs to be 8. Seven, 8, 8:05, 9. So we got 7, 8, 9, 6, and one of these two is 5. $8:05. So that kind of suggests that we need 5:08 here, or could this be 8:06 or 7 or 8 or 9? No, because the reverse thing needs to be on this specific clock. Yeah, we can't put 9:05 here. Otherwise 5:09 would be possible there. But you can't do 9:05 there because this clock is not an hour clock. This is the one. It contains the same 3 numbers of another clock. So if we make this 8:05, then this needs to be 5:08. And then we are there. Huh? We have 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 8, we have 9. So we have 5 clocks set to the hour. This neighbor needs to have 7, the 557, which also, this one also needs to have one digit which is not different from the others. You need a double digit here. Can't have 3 different digits because that's what this thing says. Set this clock to a time containing all different digits. But it's a wrong number, so it can't contain all different digits. So this one needs to have a repeat, which it does. We have 55 repeated, and it has a 7 because this clock tells that these two need to have a 7. So it's 557, 700, those are the neighbors. And then obviously in ascending order, this needs to be 6 o'clock. Because we need to have a 6 o'clock between 5 and 7. We have a 7 and 8, and then a 9, and then in between is 8:05, which is reversed over here into 5:08. So if I think I put this on 5:08, then we are there, I think. Then all the nodes are possible. There we go. We calculated that right, and that should be our Sigil key. The Sanctum key, we knew there was one here. We did not know that we had to do a clock puzzle for it. That of course means that we have to go downstairs. Let me think about this one. Yeah, we need to do violet. We need to do violet. Violet is the one where we know the most of. Dinner. Do we need dinner? Yeah, we can as well go downstairs. From the outside. Don't need a foundation. It's not much difference. Either we need to use some steps to get to the foundation, or we use some steps to go to the basement. It's pretty similar. Comes down to the same thing, right? It's like entry hall, and then 2 in the wall there, so that's 3 steps. Or you use some steps to get to the foundation, take the elevator down here, and then arrive there at the same spot. Not much in it, but I think this is actually the fastest way. If you just walk outside. Yeah, we have no information about any of the others. Most information we have is about the Eraja. We know it's purple or violet, the border. We just got from the clock tower, we got the inside, the moats. So the only thing we don't know about Eraja is the weather. Unless it says something, black is here, right? Unless he says he's going southwards to Eraja. On this one, right? Alright, and we also need to look at the stamp here. Because this was not in our book yet. We looked at all the other ones, but not at this one. We know he says he's going south somewhere. I have departed, forsaking both map and plan. And as it happens, the road has taken me south. It seems fitting to begin the journey by visiting a fragment of the old kingdom. A landmark as blocked in a realm as it is in what? Oh. In name, okay. And a story I feel closely connected to. Ven Aries. Yeah, this was Arena Aries, but it is posted in Ven Aries because the Black Bridge, I guess. Black Bridge Hotel and Spa. That's where the Black Bridge Connection name comes from. So we know he's going from Orinda to Eraja. We know that, but that does not tell us anything about the weather. We have this weather here, the sword race, let's say. And then the next one, of course, is Ven Aries, which is exactly the same weather. That's clear. This one is, of course, the same weather because it's the same area. It's the same country. It became Ven Aries, which is this, and before it was Orinda Aries. That's where the room we just came from. So it's normal that these lines on the inside, these four rays, that they are the same because they have the same weather. But that is our problem right here, right now. The clock tower did not show us what weather it was. But I'm still gonna open Eraja. Because yeah, it's 64. There are 64 options. Because we don't know what the weather is like. We need to know what the weather is like before we can... we know this. This we know, this was that flower thing, right? That we just saw in the clock tower. We took a picture of it. That's industrial. I don't even think it's this one actually. Oh, it's this one, the flower. Okay, give me a second. It does not show any rays in between. Huh? It just gives us the border, which we already knew because it's violet. We have the flower. But it does not show you the line in between the two flowers here. So we don't know that. We do not know what the weather is like. Which is a problem, because that's going to give us 64 combinations. Because we don't know this. That is our problem. We do not know what weather. We can assume it's not this. Because Orinda Aries and Fen Aries already have this, right? It could very well be this one. So that's one option. It's not this, because this is stormy weather up north in Arch Aries. This one was Arch Aries. So far we have the 3 lines. This is the heat waves, this is in Vera, that's the pink one. That's solved. But yeah, Vera was in the south. Eraja is also in the south. Makes sense that it's warmer in the south. And what was the 3 lines? This is snow. That would make no sense, right? Snow would make no sense because we're in the south. It's going to be warmer in the southern half round. It's not going to be stormy in the north and then what was it, windy or rainy in Orindas and Fen Aries, and then in the south it's got to be sunshine. So it's either the 3 lines. This is windy. That's also possible. And then we have this, which is like completely plain weather. Nothing happening, nothing spectacular, no storms. That is also very possible in the south. We're assuming it's not heat wave because Vera was already a heat wave. Windy, I would say windy would be Nuance, which has the aviation, right? They need wind to fly their air balloons, otherwise they don't move, right? So I think it's either the single line or the triple line for Eraja. The single line is like, I don't actually know. We're gonna have to check that book. But the problem is we don't know all these lines, do we? No, I think there's a page missing. We only see 5 of them. We went downstairs to have a look at it later. We have steps. Let's see what we know about these lines. We need to get the Realms and Runes book as quickly as possible so that we know what every single of these lines does. But yeah, if we can try the single line and the triple line, then we only need to test 16 combinations. Because even if we have all the right symbols, we still don't know why it is 3, 3 or 4, 4, so you always have to test that. Now you can call that gambling or bifurcate or whatever you want to call it, but I think you have to though, unless there is a way to know if it's 3-3 or 4-4 or 8-8 or 8-5 or. The problem is we have downstairs here we have like half a book. That's the problem. Oh, which reminds me, we have to go book to the. We have 45 coins. We can get one more, I think. And if we have the library tomorrow, that's definitely the book that we're gonna order. Okay, so we have this shit here. The first page is already crack-a-lect, but that's fine. So we got this one. That is pretty clear. Everything is on it. Pentagram, 8 modes, 4 rays, and then the border is not a problem. We know the colors, we know the borders. Here we have the pentagram again, so yeah, you get the solution for Fen Ares completely out of this book. We know all the cores, we know the colors, which also the rays is a problem. We don't know what these rays are doing. And for some of them we also don't know what the society is, which is the modes. So we need to get this book from the library, but complete, because this one is missing pages. Like for instance, it already starts here, right? Orinda, this is Orinda. That's Fen Ares. Then we have Er, which is Eraja. And then we have Con or Kor, we don't know that. The only thing we know about the V-shape is that it's orange. And then we have Arch Ares, which we know from the other book, from the history. We know the mountain shape and those two. And also Eraja. But then you have our first problem. There is a page missing. And then here it's where it's explaining us the rays. You could imagine that this is sunshine, which would make sense for Eraja, seeing it's in the south. The other one that we have in the south was the pink one, which was Vera, and that had sort of bended straight lines, which was a heat wave. So if Vera, which is a little bit lower on the map, has a heat wave, then sunshine if the straight lines are sunshine, but I think that is what we do not know. Because here, as you can see, there are pages missing here. So, we have the wavy lines, which is heat waves. That's what Vera was. And then we have the 3 lines, which is rainy. It could be rainy in Eraja, that's possible. This is for stormy weather, which is yellow up north. In the north there are lots of storms. This also makes no sense. This is snow. Snow in the south makes no sense, right? And then we have the bended, which is windy, but I presume that windy will be used for the green one because that is aviation. They need wind to fly those blimps, those air balloons, otherwise they don't move. So I think there are 2 options, which is the straight lines, of which we do not know what they are because that page is missing. But we can assume that it's like calm weather, nothing major happening. Because the single line here is wavy, it's a heat wave. So if the straight line is probably going to be sunshine. But that could also be in nuance, where they have the aviation. They also need good weather to fly with the air balloons, otherwise they can't see where they're going if it's constantly cloudy. So it's either going to be the straight lines or the triple lines. But that still gives us 16 combinations. Because we know what is the flower here. Poetic. A strong focus on the advancement of the arts, writing, music and language. Which also makes sense, writing, because our mother has fled to Eraja. Eraja being poetic, that so makes sense. So the mode makes sense. The border is no problem. We know the border is violet, we can get that border. But that still leaves us with 16 options. It's either the straight lines. Yeah, that's the red one again, and then the rest of the pages are missing, so in theory there are 4 options. But seeing we are in the south, of which I assume in the south it's usually warmer. It could be rainy and stormy and whatnot. But that's what we had in the arch areas up north. There it was stormy. So either this is just like, you know, calm weather, sunshine, the straight lines, or it's the triple lines where it is a bit of rainy. But my feeling is that, like, if arch areas up northeast is stormy, then my feeling is that the normal rain will be left of arch areas where there is another realm. My guess that will be the rainy one then. So I'm just gonna try the normal sunshine, which I think is the normal line, and that only means that we have to test only 8. If it doesn't work, then we can try rain with the triple lines. But seeing we're in the south, it could be windy, of course, as well. We also still have windy available, which are the bended straight lines. Because yeah, where is arch areas at this? Yeah, arch areas was storm, right? Yes, yeah, the lightning symbol, the lightning on the lines. That's the lightning. And then the border is yellow, and then inside the modes are industrial. Makes also sense. They do everything by train there, or they used to do before the war. And now what is this? Yeah, this is Eraja. And we have no idea what this is. The mode inside is metropolitan, but the lines, the race, it's not on that page. It's one of those 3 which is missing. But we never run into rain here, so it's definitely not raining here. So it's either this, which we assume is sunshine. This is already in Orinda and Fen Aries, would surprise me. This is the rain. This is the other option. This is lightning, which is up north in Arch Aries. This is the heat wave, which is even more south in Vera. This is snow that makes no sense at all in the south. This is windy, that's possible, but my feeling is that windy is gonna be nuanced because they need the wind there for the air balloons. We know it, they have aviation there. So I think it's either this one, and this is the one I want to try. We have 8 options, so we just need to get our border, which we know what the border is. This one, this is our border. But then what we don't know is how many modes, how many rays. So we're gonna have to press the knob here, the gray knob, and see what we can get. So this is 1. Okay. Option 2, but the problem with this is of course that it always changes our border again. Okay, so this is option 2. Okay, press the knob again. 4 modes, 4 rays. Let's try that one. After we changed our border again. I don't know why it changes the border every time. Okay, option number 3. Not working. Option number 4. Option number 4. Nope. Option number 5. What's that? 5 and 4. That's also something we do not know. Why it is like 8-8 or 5-4, or there's probably a meaning behind that, but 5, right? We were. Okay. Option number 6. 8-2. 8 modes and 2 rays only. Okay, option number 6. Option number 7. 5 rays and 8 modes. Okay, give me my border again. Yeah, the fact that it changes the border, everything, that's annoying. We have the symbols, we just always have to put that border back. Where were we? 7? Okay, then this is the last one, I think. 8-8. Okay. Let me press it one more time, but I think we've seen the rest. Yeah, this is where we started, right? 4-8. We'll do it one more time to make sure, but I think this is where we started. I think we're around. So it's not sunshine. No. So it's not sunshine. Okay. It could be windy then, or rain. Psh. Okay, weather. No, the modes are fine. We need the weather. This is the weather. Let's try rain then. Okay, this is option number 1 for the rain. Option number 2 for the rain. Option number 3 for rain. Okay. So, apparently it's raining a lot in Eraja. Well, that makes more sense though. Okay, but then I think we can do the other ones as well. Because oh no, we don't know where the sunshine is. We have one over. We're gonna have one over which is never used. Yeah, because we in Orinda and in Fen we are whatever that thing is there. Probably calm weather or so. We are using the same thing there. So that means that we're gonna have one of them is left. Either the single line or the windy thing or the snow. One of them will not be used. That's why all the water is there, because it's always raining there or something. Okay, what we do know is that he comes here from the start. This is the what's our route? Yeah, he comes here from Orinda. So yeah, it's like music writers, whatever. And we looked at the stamp, so then the book is also happy. I was a little disappointed that there has not been a drop of rain during my life here. That's every Erajan story I have ever heard to begin with rain. Yeah. Okay, we figured that one out. It's rain meanwhile. I suppose the anecdotes I make on this trip will have to do without the forfeit selling. However, even without the rain, the puddles and ponds, the countryside makes this place feel different than home. Loria Jena Eilor Lune. That's that Erajan language, but we have not learned that yet. We found a few words here and there, but I'm assuming one of the classrooms will give you the rest. Laria Jena Eilor Lune. Mount Holly Estates. Let's write that shit down there. Laria Jena. Eilor Luna. If we ever figure it out, get a bit of a dictionary or something. But also no indication where it goes, huh? Where's the yellow one? There. Does thing mention where it comes from? We arrived here after a few days of sailing. So yeah, that doesn't help us very much, does it? Because he can come from the west or from the south. Either way, he's gonna have to do a lot of sailing to get there. Okay, so we need to. But I think we can puzzle some of the rest together. I might actually open green next time, because we have green. We know they have aviation there. And we can assume that they need wind, because otherwise the air balloons do not fly. So that new one's gotta be and we know it's green, right? New ones, yeah. New one's gotta be a that's gotta be wind. So I think the next Sanctum Key we find, yep. We know we figured out what the violet does meanwhile. So yeah, this is the Erajan variation. Holy moly. I'm not sure what red is doing in here. When you press red, all the blacks become red, but we don't necessarily need red in there. Do we? Yeah, no. Not sure why they are in here. Okay. What needs to happen is pink goes up, purple goes down. So what does that mean? Pink goes up, purple goes down. Pink, when I say pink, yellow, I mean. Yellow goes up. If I press yellow, nothing happens. No, it only goes up. So we need to bring that yellow down so that they can push one of the violets up. And the violet needs to come down. No, green needs to be pushed. One way or another. Green needs to be pushed down so that we can bring right. Give me a second now. We can bring this one down, right? Now this needs to go up and we are there. But how are we gonna get up? How do we gonna get this guy up? We're only gonna get this thing up if we can push the yellow up. So we need to bring the yellow down, which we can do with green, but black needs to come into play here. So something needs to bring black down. I don't think we want green in the middle though. I think we already made a mistake. No, maybe not. Boom. Okay. Now yellow is up. That's good. I need to get the black and green in the same line. Because I need green in the corners. We need green in the corners. Which I can now not do because we have connected green. That could also work. Yellow pushes that up. Good. Now this thing needs to come down though. Not sure how we're gonna do that, but no, it doesn't need to come down. We need black up there now. Okay. Now we need black to come down here because it needs to move a yellow under this thing here that it can push it up. Almost there though. Yellow goes there. Violet, oh, violet comes down, right? Yeah, okay, okay. We need to do this though. Now we need something. Now I need this thing to change. It's never gonna change anymore, is it? I need to get black down now so that it can separate these two purples. Okay. Yeah, that's fine, but no, this is not separated. The black needs to be here, the green needs to be there, and black needs to be there. But now those are not separated anymore. No, I need to switch it in the middle here. And I can't bring that green up. Oh, now we're completely stuck. What is that thing? Nothing. That is also nothing. Maybe we need to bring that red one down for some reason. That red one, what can we even do with that red one? Not sure why that red one is even in here. We need to work with green, so it's pretty clear to me. We can't move any of these purples because our black is also in the middle. So it's pretty clear that green needs to be either on the top row or on the bottom row so that we can bring things across, right? That's fine. Okay, but now yeah, we can bring that easily up, not a problem. But what is going to bring that black next to that green? That's our problem. Black, red, purple also goes down. Huh? Yeah, our problem is we already have our problem, I think. I can only switch green and red now, because I can't move the green to the sides. That's definitely not it. There is only one way. We can only, to move the green to the bottom or the top, there's only one way, is to push it down. Because yellow only goes up and yellow is on the top row already. We need to bring yellow back down so that it can start pushing things up. But to be able to do that, we need green in the bottom row. Which means we need the only way to do it is this. But now we need we can do here maybe. Okay, we move that yellow by bringing things down here. No, we can't. Yellow doesn't do anything, purple doesn't do anything. Yep. The only thing we can do here is do that. Great. And do that. Okay, great. But now we need these yellows to come down so that they can push up these two pinks. What does happen if you press yellow? Nothing. It just moves to the left, to the right every time. Every time you press the black, it goes to the right. So what is that red doing? It makes another red. What happens if you press it again? Nothing. No, nothing. These are only going up, the purples are only coming down. We need to separate the black. The black needs to be So yeah, there's only one way, huh? Unless there is something that we're not getting with this red one here. No, there's nothing happening with it. I don't know why that red one is here. You press red, it makes black red. It makes black red and white goes black. But we have no white. You see, you can't even do this. This is already doomed. You can't do anything anymore. So this purple thing here, it either needs to bring down the black or it needs to bring down the green. And I think it needs to bring down the green because otherwise we can't go anywhere. Unless this, no, it may, no, that's no. Black doesn't do anything. If we bring the black down or up, it doesn't do anything. Because now we cannot move that anymore. So we need green to come down, which means like this, boom. But it doesn't come down, it pushes it up, which isn't even worse. We're done again. We can't do anything because the purple only come down and the yellows only go up. How did we manage to do that? Yellow doesn't do anything, purple doesn't do anything. Purple only goes south, yellow only goes north. Red doesn't do anything, and then you have the green one which just jumps from the west to the east or from the north to the south. So we need to get that green down. The only way to do that is with moving the black, so that the green gets in the middle, boom. We can't press it up with, don't have any yellows here until we get green down here. Which we do like this, and then bring it across. Great. And now what? Now I need to bring the black up. Right. So that we can move yellow down. Yellow goes up, purple goes down. But I don't think we want purple up, do we? No, we want both yellows down. That's what we want. There we go. Okay. And now that's a good question. This is what we want, though. We want black and green in the same thing, and then we press we need to bring another one there. I think, but I'm not 100% sure. Do we want that purple up or not? I'm not so sure, to be honest. Because I think we need these yellows here. To bring yeah, if we need those yellows, like I said. What does this thing do now? Okay. That's nice. Okay, that's also nice. I think we're there. But I can't make a mistake yet. No, 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 no. I can bring this down, but this needs to move. This is nice. So I need to bring that green down to what? To move this thing? Yes, that's exactly what I need to do, to move this thing. And now I press this up. This needs to be here. I'm okay with that. But now we need to get that black there to move. We need to move those. Give me a second. Give me a second. Okay, we're almost there. Because we can just bring this down. That's one. And we bring this down. Bring that up. Move the purple. That black needs to go up. This needs to come down. Now the black needs... Oh, shit. The idea was there. We could split those up with black, but then the bottom ones we can't. I need to get this green in the middle here. Or there, but that's not going to happen anymore, is it? Yes, like this. Right, cheese minelli. This is one of those, you see it, but then you need to press exactly the right button, because if you press the wrong button, then it's gone again. From the beginning, we saw what needed to be happening, but you need to make it happen. You were focused a bit too much on the yellow ones. Okay, where are we meanwhile? 34 in allowance. And we got another one solved. Another one bites the dust. Which was our 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one. And I think if we find another Sanctum Key, I think we can do the last door. Because I think that is green, I think it is nuance. We know they have aviation. We need to figure out what aviation is. And aviation kind of suggests we need wind, obviously. So yeah, we sort of know what the rays are. If it's windy, we know what the border is because we know it's green. We know its nuance. So what we don't know is the society, but yeah, they're dealing with aviation. We just need to figure out what the symbol is for aviation. We're gonna do that right now, because that's another one which I do not have. I think I only took a screenshot of that one page which was complete. But we do have a lot of information about the modes. Because you need them all, you need them all, because then, like now we gambled with Violet first on Sunshine and then on Rain, but okay, that's okay, I guess. It's only 16, but if you have them all, you only need to try 8, right? That's it. Yeah, like these, we have them. Right? Like that one is tribal. Here we have agricultural. We have martial. We have metropolitan. We have academic. We have industrial. We have spiritual. And we have poetic. Tribal is a primate realm. Hunter and gatherers. A primitive realm, hunter and gatherers. That could be right here. Agricultural, harvest and farming based society and culture. Okay. Martial is militant. Yeah, okay. That's the Fenaris. The Fenaris is martial. Metropolitan. Large city-state with a dense urban and popular centers. That's Orinda. That's the black, what it used to be here. Academic. A center for knowledge. Advanced in various scholarly pursuits. These realms are home to many schools, universities and libraries. Academic is somewhere on the west or something. Industrial. Yeah, because they went, where was that? They went to the schools. I think that's the Orange Realm. We don't know what it's called, but that's where they have that's where they're learning, right? That's where the universities and all are. Spiritual. An elevated reverence for nature, animals, and the forces that guide us. And then we have poetic, which is a strong focus on the advancement of the art, writing, music, and language. So we know Eraja is poetic. We know Arch Aries is industrial. We know Orinda is metropolitan. Fen Aries is martial. The one on the west there, the V shape, we don't know the name of the thing. The orange one is academic. It's where people are learning. So what do we have left? Tribal, agriculture, and what is this? Oh, that's spiritual. Spiritual is Vera. because we solved that one. That's Vera. So we have Eraja, we have Vera, we have Arch Aries, we have Orinda, we have Fen Aries, we have the orange B shape. So nuance needs to be either agricultural or tribal. Hunter and gatherers. Harvest and farming based society. They're transporting their harvest with air balloons. It's gotta be tribal, right? Tribal, and then Morajay agricultural, and then the orange one academic. That would actually make sense. So yeah, it's tribal and agricultural. It's either nuance or Morajay, one of these two. But tribal could also be Morajay, because Morajay were also the founders of these Morajay boxes. And then later, these puzzle boxes, and then later all the rest have made their own version of it. But Morajay were the original ones. That's primitive, huh? Original is primitive. They started things. So it could be agricultural. We know they do aviation, but that doesn't seem to matter much here. I think the aviation has to do with this here, telling us that it's windy because they need wind to fly the balloons. So the green one will have these lines. They will be windy. So what we need to figure out, okay, but that's fine. That's fine. So then we have green, we have windy, and then we need to gamble between these two. Well, not gamble. We need to try out 8 with agriculture, and we need to try out 8 with tribal. Sort of same as we did with the purple ones, right? We didn't know what the weather was, so we tried sunshine, didn't work. We tried the rain, and then found out that it was raining there. But we don't know anything about new ones except for the fact that it's green and that they are flying blimps there. And that's the diamond shape, so that's the last door. But seeing they have aviation, that tells us that it's windy, because they need wind to fly with the air balloons. It's not like, it's not planes, eh? No, they need the wind because it's air balloons. Which kind of suggests it will be agricultural. Because if it's industrial, they would have fuel or whatever to fly. Then they would fly planes and not blimps. And that would make Morajay tribal, which is a primitive realm. That actually makes sense. Tribes, primitive folks. So it is possible that we can solve them all. If we find the keys. Which brings us to the keys. What keys do we still need? So either we need more classrooms or we need the realm and roomed books, although I think we are almost there without the books. Well, no, this book helped us, right? That one downstairs there with where the thing is half. But we do have the book now. Oh yeah, that's what we need to do. We need to go back to the bookshop and see. We have still 45 coins. If we can still get one of the others. Because now we know that from the library we can always get the bookshop. I don't know if it shows up every time, but I know you can only drop it from the bookshop. From the library. The bookshop can only be dropped from here. Right, that realm and rune, that will be the complete book of what we just found downstairs there with ripped off pages. This one will be complete. These we already added. So we have a new clue, which is 50 coins. We don't have that. So we need 100 coins for these two, which is the uncensored version of History of India. And a new clue, which is, I don't know. So we can do the Curse of the Black Bridge, and we can order that. So we now have 4 more books on our list next time we drop the library. And then we need to get 100 coins. The next time we get the bookshop, we need to make sure we have 100 coins so that we can buy the other 2 books. And then we can start ordering them in the library. Because that's what happens, right? We buy them and now they go to the library, and then next time we can loan them out. What's the situation of the library? We ordered something. The drafting strategy, yeah. I don't think we need drafting strategy anymore. Well, yeah, it might tell us something that we don't know yet, or another clue for a new puzzle or something. We read this. I think we, at some point, we went through that Swinburne thing. History of India and the pump system we looked at. The fixed stars we never ordered because this is the same book, then exactly the same book than in the observatory. That was the last one that we went about. So I think after this one, we need to order this one. Then we have seen all of those original 6. And then plus what we just ordered. And then we need another 100 coins to get the other. We don't have a key card, so we cannot come from the foundation and keep building. It's not possible. Our day is over. But that's okay. We solved another sigil. And I think we can do the green one as well. But we might have to gamble on the society because we don't know about that. So we might do next time a little bit of classroom, maybe see if we can find something there. And definitely if we get the library, we will get the Realms and Runes book next. No, we can't because we just ordered the whatever, the drafting volume. So yeah, we need 2 more libraries. It shows up a little bit more now, but it's still on unusual. It's still on level 3. This is also something we would like to see on the conservatory, so that we put it on common that we are guaranteed to have that thing every day. But that will be for next time. We got some stuff done. We got our Banner of the King back, and we solved the Eraja thing. And we got the bookshop. And we got some more rooms in our house here. Yeah. Ballroom and trophy room we finally put in the grid, so we got our blueprints completed. Bedrooms are done. We know this is a foyer. We have Banner of the King back. Next time we'll choose orange, and we should have the foyer. And then we got them all. And then the only thing we have left is to add 4 more drafting studios. The dormitory, the solarium we already saw, the Dove coat, and then one which we haven't seen yet, I think. But you need to make a choice there. In other words, you need to draft that drafting studio 8 times. What is the situation with that room? Where is that thing? Here. Yeah, that is still on level 4. But the problem with that room is you don't necessarily want to put it on common, because once you have added your 8 drafting studio additions, that room is just as straightforward, not only one exit. So yeah, see, we are in the library. Let's call it a day here. Maybe that increases our chances of getting that thing in the next time. Okay. Oh, and I forgot about these names again. I'm gonna write it down for the next episodes, because I'm recording usually in the weekend and then post on the week. So I always write down what I have to do We still have these two names, Samantha Hayes and Jean Ribbon, which we found on the passports in the vault. We still need to try those on the admin computer. We are definitely doing stuff with the library, so I will write down library. We've solved the court. We need more Sanctum Keys. Where do we need to get them? Vault. Vault, it's gotta be one of the other keys, that because we did not get a Sanctum Key in the two lockers that we opened. So it's gotta be in the either 370 or the 200 something that we at some point saw. Throne room as well, and Mechanarium. Those are the other 3 Sanctum Keys to open the last 3 doors. So we need to go search for those rooms, see what's going on with that. And then upgrade discs. We know there are a few more, also in the Mechanarium. Yeah, at some point or another we're gonna have to draw out 8 rooms in the house. 8 gear rooms and then the Mechanarium. Because that thing has a Sanctum Key, it has an upgrade disc. The trading post, yeah, then we need to buy one of these high expensive showroom things and trade it in the trading post. Then we get an upgrade disc. And then apparently there's also one in the freezer, but that makes sense. We drafted the freezers once, but it was still frozen. So we're gonna have to defrost that. Either by putting the furnace next to it or make a burning glass, or buy the torch in the armory or something that can light up the things there, heat up things. And then the archives. We need to find some of these keys or something that open the filing cabinets. Because we did not find an upgrade disc there, but apparently there is one in the archives. So we're gonna have to figure that one out as time evolves. And we also need to figure out what route he is taking. We know it goes from Orinda to Eraja. We know he arrives in Arch Ares after a long journey, but that could be from the south, from Eraja. It's possible that Arch Ares is number 3 on the route, but it's also that he comes from the west is also possible. That would also be a long journey on the sailing. And we know that when he arrived in Vera, coming from Morajai, so we know he goes, after Morajai he goes to Vera. But the problem is we don't know where does he come from when he goes to Morajai. So we need more postcards for the route, I think. So for next time we will do library. We need to check these admin keys. And if we can get library with bookshop, then we need to make sure we have 100 coins as well. Because we need to add 2 more of these books. So bookshop, 100 coins. I'll write it down like that. Okay. But that will be for next episode though. I just need to keep track. We'll start a new day again. We'll start it here next time. I will record another episode after this one. As for now, thank you guys for watching. End of episode 17. I will see you guys next time in 18. Bye bye.